Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Nobody's on yet.
I know, but you have to say good evening because anybody watching it back, it's really rude if you just sat there talking amongst yourselves, really, doesn't it?
No, we're talking amongst ourselves anyway. There's nobody on.
I know. Not my phone or your phone.
My phone. I've got a
Naughty,
notification.
naughty.
That bleeding ETA live again. We're live every time we do.
Go live.
Every time we go live, that ETA goes live.
I know. What's that wrote down for?
You know exactly what it's wrote down for.
Hello.
That was the thing I was discussing that I was going to look up for.
Ah.
Everything that's
We'll
got
have to do that. Evening, Sky. Evening, Tracy. Irene. Hope you're well. Mr. Mason. I'm
Morning.
really confused now. Why are you confused? Morning, Tracy. Why are you confused? Because it says, hey, Laura. Laura's on YouTube. Oh, love you too, Irene, my lovely.
Okay.
Hope you're well, Diane.
See that? Oh,
God, seen the mobs flashing
Did you
about
see
behind
that?
us.
That went dust.
You said that. You said.
I didn't see it though.
Only thing is, nobody's moving and they've been happening since we've been on. And it's not constant. It's like odd one
Help, my
that'll
house
go.
is haunted.
Yeah. Hey, Sheila, how's everything with you, my lovely? Mimi, hello. Did you see me yawn? Or were it me?
I made it yawn.
Hey, Gillian.
I can't remember yawning. I've yawned now.
Yeah, now you're going to make me yawn because the yawn passes, doesn't it? Well, everybody will be yawning. They'll all be going, oh. I don't know. How's everybody been? Who's been Christmas shopping? First you said Bermuda Triangle, then you pour us Aura. Now it's back to Bermuda. No, it's Auras. Why is it coming up with Bermuda? It's Auras. We're talking about... Well, we did Bermuda Triangle on members yesterday.
But we were going to do it again
we were
tonight.
supposed to be doing it tonight with Nanny Lynn.
But
And
Nanny
then
Lynn's gone to
Nanny
bingo.
Lynn's gone to bingo, or she's calling out bingo or something. So I said to John, we'll change it because we've already done Bermuda Triangle. So...
And then we can do...
And then,
Bermuda
yeah.
Triangle when Nanny Lynn's
So
available.
John will try and change it. I don't know how to change it.
I can't.
I set it up, you see. Dear.
Can't change it till after. Bro.
Can he change it?
Don't think.
Don't forget to share out for us, everybody.
No,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah,
this Chit Chat Tuesday.
yeah, I know.
Bermuda Triangle.
I don't know. Christmas baking for me. 100 plus cookies. Oh, Harry.
95 of them are for me.
Yeah. They say if you don't yawn when someone else yawns, it means you're a psychopath. I didn't yawn.
You know you're a psychopath anyway.
Don't blame us. Blame Nanny Lynn. She's the one that changed it last minute.
She went to bingo instead.
She went to bingo instead. Oh. Have you both been, and how's your grandchildren and the family? The grandchildren doing fine. You'll hear them screaming soon.
Grandchildren
It
are doing
depends.
5. Last time I ever walked at shop.
Oh, we took them to the shop this afternoon. I went down on Big Red. John's walking with Jordan. It must have took us about a 15-minute walk. 20 minute walk.
I'd say.
It must have
It's
took
about a
us
mile.
about an hour just to get to the shop. And then luckily I had them both on scooter. I bought some water. John got me some bottled water. So I sat Fletcher on bottled water and I got Arthur parked up here and they were both eating chocolate and then they started driving scooter. Good afternoon, Laura.
Hi,
How are you,
Laura.
my beauts? I hope you're well. So tonight we're going to be talking about, is John going to be Santa Claus? He is. Hey, Charles, hope you're well, my lovely. You're not late, sweets. You're not late. But we're not talking Bermuda. We're talking auras and energy. Evening, Jules.
I've not got the beard though. I've got the long white hair.
No, you're going to have the beard. I'm
I've
going
got the
to crochet you a Santa's beard.
Crochet
Lying.
Santa
We're
beard.
going to buy him a Santa's outfit. And he's going to dress
Give
up
me a
as Father
sexy
Christmas. No, because it's for the grandkids. Not for me.
I would have given your presents Christmas
Thank you
Eve.
for sharing, my lovely lot. So
I'm going to have to shut
I
this
know
door,
you are.
put it back.
So who's
striking
interested?
it.
I've said evening to Scotty Anna. I don't know where Yo-Yo is. She was on members a minute ago and she's disappeared. She's dissipated.
Nobody's getting notifications for members.
I know they're not.
Hey, soldier.
Hey, soldier, how are you, Dave, my lovely? Don't forget the sexy red pants from I know. I'm gonna get him some thongs.
We've discussed this already. What I'm going to do is we're going to get a Santa outfit, proper one, so I can go for kids. And then my elite beard and hat on. I'm going to get a red mankini.
I nearly did the whale thing at you then.
No, not really.
Ghost hunting in a mankini. You got a dressing gown if you want it, John. Got a Santa dressing gown. Wow, Julian. Not too bad. Feeling 100 times better, me. Now the medication's all kicked in, and I'm back on the normals.
You haven't told them what happened Monday, have you?
What happened Monday? What happened Monday?
That's my bike that's creaking, by the way.
It's not your bike.
We were sat at dinner time Monday, and I were busy doing.
Was this when you ignored me all day?
Busy doing my wifely duties, and Lindsay says, "Oh, I missed a call."
Oh yeah,
from
Stoneacre
car place. Got to take car down. I says, "Well, ring them back, because if I should have took it down this morning, then we need to see if they still want." No, just take it down.
So
She
just
said,
take it down.
"Just take it down."
We've got a car waiting for us, so just take it down.
So I get there, and I said, "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm late. Probably should have dropped car off this morning. I didn't know, but I should have dropped car off this morning. But we've got, you called." And they went, "Oh no, we're just calling to make sure you'll bring your car in tomorrow."
It was you this morning at 8:30.
This morning.
Oh, bless Irene.
Come on.
Go on, Richie, get in your bed. Have they brought boys to bed?
Yeah.
I have to be quiet. Nah. Hey, Craig, how are you, my lovely?
Get in your bed.
So, tonight's topic of discussion, let's get started, is on energy. No, not Santa. Let's get on top subject tonight, because we know we're going to come off subject, don't you? We'll have his little ranties and ravies in between. No, can you just check
put
weather?
Leslie, you are my type of person.
No wonder where we get along.
But I can't see a comment from Leslie.
It's not Leslie. She's talking to me. She puts Leslie instead of Lindsay.
Oh.
Look at him. I never say anything. I get called. Whatever you call me, I take it.
You don't when I call you stuff.
Well, that's different when you call me stuff. Let me just check weather, because we can let you know whether we're out tomorrow night. Ooh, could be a bit damp, but I'd say we can go.
I'll be out.
We'll be out tomorrow night. We're out ghost hunting tomorrow night. Back to normal now. We're both feeling a little bit. Irene, do not apologise. I get called Louise. I get called Leslie. I get called Elle. I get called Linz. It doesn't matter. I get called twat sometimes by some people that don't like me. But hey ho. Is the hat the tree of life on your T-shirt, John? It's a skull. It's a candy skull, Mimi. So yes, what I'm also going to start doing is in the morning, I'm going to come on and do an hour's worth of tarots in the morning for free. I'm going to be also doing round about mid-afternoon tea, well, more tea time, probably around about.
I thought you could say more tea, Vicar.
I'm going to say between about 4:30 and about 4:30 to 5:30. I'm also going to be coming on and doing tarots, and that's going to be daily, bar from on a weekend. Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, and Thursdays. I'm not going to do it because we might be going to market. So Thursdays, Fridays, Thursdays,
Mondays,
Saturdays,
Tuesdays, Wednesdays.
No, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I won't be doing it. But the rest of the week, I will be doing live morning and afternoon tarots. It will just be free one-card readings. If I see your name popping up, don't think I'm ignoring you. I'm not ignoring you, but it means I've just previously read for you a few times before. And we do need to get to as many as we can within that period of time. But I'm looking at doing some different things with tarots, which may be interesting. So we shall see. Snap, crackle, and pop. Shh. Hey, Antoinette, how are you? Hey, Amy, good morning. Neverland. So, everything you know and see can be boiled down to energy. Hey, Laura. Oh, Laura, get yourself off, sweets. Get yourself off and let me know how you get off. If your legs aren't cooperating, you need to go. Go and get yourself seen to. Sending you loads of love and healing, and just keep me posted on how you get on. Hey, Kelly, how's you, my sweets? So everything you know and see can be boiled down to energy. Plants, trees, and even inanimate objects such as gemstones can exhibit an aura.
Moira.
Hey, Paul. Hey, Moira. Mwah. It's basically the world's best detector of the human emotion and can show you the real you, no matter how hard you try to hide it. All living things that need oxygen to survive have an aura. They generate a large magnetic energy field that can be sensed, felt, and even seen around the physical body. Have you ever noticed people who simply make you feel good by just looking at them? Or have you observed someone for the first time and knew there was something off with this person? Maybe anger, sadness. I could say something else, but I'll not. Even though he or she has never said a word to you. This is where the role of our aura comes into play. If a person walks past you, very close to you, they may unintentionally take some of your energy. If someone suddenly reaches out and grabs your arm, they are interrupting the flow of energy around your body. As an example of this, might be a time when you are talking to someone and you thought they were standing too close to you. You may have even thought to yourself, they're in my space. As you take a step back, even this slight intrusion into your aura or space can interrupt your personal flow of energy. Hey, Claire. An aura can be affected by various factors, mainly by energy of auras or of others around you. If you are dealing with a person who is more powerful and intimidating, their energy can affect your aura and vice versa. If you're enjoying the company of your lover, your aurora, I'm going to say something else then. Your aura will reach out to theirs and connect in a form of light, like a halo. Interestingly, some of your energy will stay with them and their aura will become a part of you, even when you're away. Learning how to positively affect your energetic system can help protect you from disruptions in the body and mind. Holistic healing works on the healing of the body from the inside out, rebalancing and functions of the internal physical in order to radiate on an external, all through measurable and real-time viewing of your energy fields through the latest technologies. And we'll discuss them as we're going through. Some people can see auras, they can. I'm reading a book for HSP. Really, Paul?
I was going to light a blue candle.
Yeah.
For everybody if it needs healing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I just realised.
It don't fit in you. Well, you could light it, but it's going to drip all over, innit?
It don't fit.
Well, you could light it and you could glue it, like drip it so it's wax drips off it. But you're coming up now. Or am I reading this bit?
I don't know.
So I'll read this bit and then you do that bit while you're fannying about with candle. You can smell odors. Wow. Well, we're going to be talking more on little bits and pieces, and then we can see how you lot. I missed you, Amy, as well, my lovely. And then we can talk more on how your energies work and what your energies pick up. So this is what a lady wrote about herself. Knowing what you are feeling is the preliminary step in being able to sense energy fields. Our emotions will get in the way of our perceptions. Fear, which I believe is the core of all negative emotions, will keep you from being able to get in touch with your own energy field and from connecting with another's. It will mask what you are sensing, feeling, seeing, and hearing, so that you will not be able to trust your intuition. I actually believe that's true, because if you fear things, you're putting that fear into your aura, aren't you? Whenever you feel a negative emotion, ask yourself, what am I fearful of? If you open yourself up and ask the hard questions, you will find the answers are there for you. Again, listening to your gut feeling. Evening, guys, how are you doing? I hope you're not being pecked tonight. Whenever I enter a room, I immediately notice how I feel in that room. If there is another person in the room, I quickly play with the space between us, stepping forward and backwards subtly. to see, feel, and sense how close in proximity I want that person to be. If, however, I am in a place of fear when I walk into the room, I will not be able to trust my intuition. That person, where the intuition, perception of my knowledge or energetic space. A frequent source of irritability or disharmony is our interpersonal relationship, is not being able to notice another's needs for a different amount of space between your energy field and theirs. When we are fear-based, it is impossible to get in touch energetically and with others, and so we feel separate from the universe and we feel alone. A way to eliminate fear is to tap on the backside of your, I thought you were going to say on your backside. One way to eliminate fear is on the backside of your hand, halfway between your wrist and finger. Align with the point where your fourth and fifth fingers converge. Tap for about 1 minute and then do it on the other hand. That's quite interesting, that. So if you're feeling fearful...
I just messaged you that.
It's the handbook for highly sensitive people. Oh, wow. Ooh, might have a read of that myself. Hey, Tracy.
Told you were MPEC, look. Idiot. Get up here and get these Christmas decks out for tomorrow instead of me breaking my neck.
So, your wrist and your finger. So, where we're looking here, a way to eliminate the fear is to tap on the back side of your hand, halfway between your wrist and fingers, aligned with the point where your fourth and fifth finger covers. Well, which is my fourth and fifth finger? Is it this way in? Is it outwards?
That's your fourth and fifth, your little fingers, your fifth.
So
finger.
Tap there then. There. Yeah. So that's where you tap. Tap there for about a minute and then switch over and do it on that hand and see if that works if ever you get into a fearful situation. There you go. Over to John.
Hey, Joe, mate.
Hey, Joe.
I feel your pain, guys.
No pain, no gain. Evening, Anne.
The human body consists of 5 layers of energy. The first layer is the physical body, which has weight, shape, and volume. You can touch it, see it, and hear it if it's Lindsay, and contemplate its reflection in the mirror.
Yeah,
but there are 4 other energy fields surrounding the physical body that are not so easily seen, and which are commonly referred to collectively as a person's aura. What?
I'm laughing at what Amy said. I think I'll smack my own bum and give myself a pep talk.
Together, these 5 layers of energy bodies comprise the human energy field. These layers are where our mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional characteristics are stored. They can be in balance or out of balance, which is why energy medicine practitioners believe that it's not enough to just treat the physical body when people fall sick. The other 4 layers must be evaluated and treated as well. So how to detect energy fields?
I think, though, before you start, now you've said about detecting, where it said, what did you just read? Treat the physical body when people fall. The other 4 layers. I think we all forget, don't we, about the different layers that you've got. We're onions, remember. We're layered like onions. So you have to look after each layer. Go on then. I just had to interrupt there.
How to detect energy fields. It takes someone with clairvoyant ability to see the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th layers, which can, but not always, look completely different from one individual to the other. The layers must also be perceived in ways that do not involve third eye visualization. For example, some energy practitioners can sense a person's aura via touch, scent, or sound. To people with these special abilities, these layers are living energies with a pulse that can be measured. So is there anybody on here that can see auras?
Can you remember that time we went to that spiritualist church and we were doing on auras and they got that white wall and we got to go and stand? And what they'd done is, while we're waiting for comments to come in, we had to stand on a white background, and then what you had to do was they put a light behind the screen. And then you had to sit in audience and you had to just stare, but you didn't just stare. You had to sort of like squint your eyes, and you squint them till you start seeing the colours. And we didn't continue with the training, but that's how they started showing us. I think after that, I don't know why we didn't go back. Because we'd gone middle at workshop. And that was part of workshop. So we never actually went back to complete the first part. But yeah, we're all shown to us by the squinting of the eyes. And if you actually look at an object and you start squinting your eyes, you'll start seeing the energy field around it. It's really, really interesting. Hey, Andrew. See auras, no, but I feel them big time. Good, that's good training. Yep. My husband could. Wow, me. Hey, Joyce. Go on. Even though some can see without squinting, they can, Joe, but I'm on about, I think the training up to it is what you need to be doing. It's squint your eyes.
So physical energy. This is a layer that we generally think of as our physical selves, although our physical bodies are a kind of package consisting of flesh, skin, bone, organs, and blood. They are also energy, same as the other layers of the body that most people cannot see or sense. Same as the dot on the bicycle.
Shh, don't make me laugh. Go on.
So the first one is etheric energy. The second, or etheric, from the word ether, a layer of our energy body is located approximately 1/4 to 1/2 inch, but not more than an inch, from the physical body. Energy medicine practitioners who are adept at physically sensing this layer have described it as feeling much like a spider web, sticky, even stretchy. It is also grey or grey-blue in colour. The etheric energy body has also been referred to as the blueprint or holograph of the physical body.
Oh, you're more than welcome, Laura. So that first layer then, because these are all as different layers, aren't they?
Yeah.
So is that the first layer, that the first colour there then that comes closest, and then the next one's the right? That's okay. Just so my brain works.
Ether or etheric energy.
I hope you check yours after a flip chart hit her in the back of her head when she was shunted from behind the car accident. Wow. See, it can trigger at any time, can't it, Paul? Things like this, if it, even when you're not expecting it, I think you can trigger that, not emotion, that connection. Go on, then there's
Which
next
leads on,
one.
there's an emotional energy, the next one.
Is it really? Look at that.
We've
got straight
in. The emotional layer of our energy body is a third layer. Centrally located among the 5 layers, this layer is where our feelings and fears reside. This layer can be quite volatile when we are experiencing extreme high or low emotions.
Wow. So that would change the colour of the auras then,
wouldn't it? Change the colour of your aura, wouldn't it? Yeah. When you see, obviously, if you're in a good mood, I mean, I don't know, we shall see in a bit, shall we?
We will see in a little bit, yes.
Coming on to in a bit where we're... The next one is the mental energy.
I ain't got that.
No, you meant.
I have.
This is the layer from which our ideas... No, you ain't got this one. From which our ideas spring. Our belief systems are also stored here. This is where our thoughts are assimilated and sorted out, and it is where we house our personal truths, or rather our perceptions based on our experiences. Do you understand that?
A little bit.
What don't you understand about it?
Well, it's talking about mental, innit? So
mental, innit?
I have to read it to understand it with my own eyes. That's really daft, isn't it? But I have to.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Our perceptions based on experiences and personal truths, though. So are we saying that we hide as personal truths?
No, what it's saying, it's where your personal truths are. It's rather, it's your perception of personal truths, how you things based on experiences. If people's had better experiences with things, then your truth's going to be different. So
say if you've gone through a bad relationship, like so that's the easiest one I can think of. Then
Scott, you don't even start.
then you get into another relationship, then you base that one on the relationship you've had, sort of thing. That kind of thing. She must have this layer, John. Don't forget, it was Lindsay that gave me the name. It was. Hey, Sharon. Hope you're well, my lovely. Thanks for joining, sweets. It is Gillian. The skull is looking good. So are the bracelets, my lovely. So yeah, okay, I understand mental energy now. You have to explain it in layman's
And the
terms. I'm
fifth
sorry.
layer is the spiritual energy. The spiritual layer of the human energy field is the final layer. It is the place where our consciousness or higher awareness resides. This final layer ties us not only to our past lives, but also to universal consciousness.
To go on, explain.
Well, that layer ties you to your
And
past
I
life.
can understand why the final layer can tie us to his past lives, because when we've done his past life
regression, that's where you go to your higher consciousness.
Yeah. And also some of them experiences that we experienced, our energy has still brought that. I'm sure Paul will correct me if I'm wrong, but it's brought our energy forward so we can still experience that energy, even though technically it's not happened to us. But can't that create us fears though then also?
Yeah.
Wow, so they all mixing together then, don't they? Look at this, I'm learning.
Do you know, changing subject a minute, but I bought this a while back, not that long back actually. Bought this from a charity shop.
We did.
All right. Bought this from a charity shop, just a little wizard. I love wizards. So I came upstairs the other day, and there's only really me that comes in this office. Nobody else. Lindsay occasionally comes in.
Very rare I come.
And I came in, and this was stood up, and that was laid at the side of it. Now that's the tip off its at.
I think it's that new doll we've brought in. Our Jenny hates it.
So it's
Donna will be live doing free readings.
But it's not been knocked over.
Tomorrow afternoon.
Because, like I said, kids don't come in here. Jordan and Dan.
If that had fell over, the lot would have smashed. I'm not being funny.
Or even if it hadn't have, you'd have told me if you'd have knocked it over.
Well, I would, but I don't come in here unless I need to.
So I haven't knocked it over.
But our Jenny gave, morning Steve, our Jenny gave me a doll. I'll get John to lift it. I won't touch it yet because it's not got all the spiders out from under the dress. But I'll get John just to lift it down now.
It's got cobwebs.
Go John to lift me my doll down. Our Jenny gave me this, and the lady that gave it our Jenny was really into spiritual things and everything like that. She said she was a witch. But this is the doll, and our Jenny's kept this in a garage for about 7 years. This has been kept in our Jenny's garage, and it creeps the hell out of our Jenny, this doll. Now, I've not worked with this yet, but I have put some obsidian on this neck. Just in case, you never know. Because this lady was really into witchcraft and spirituality and on all different levels. She was good and she was bad, because she did put curses on people. But she liked me, but she gave doll to our Jenny and she didn't like our Jenny. So our Jenny's so I don't know. Could it be the doll? Our Jenny said freaky things happened in her house when they had it in. That's why it ended up in the garage in a plastic bag, upside down. And don't you?
I didn't do that. That were her.
Well, that her pushing my other doll off shelf. That's not nice. That's my new doll. So yes, I don't know how old the doll is. I will try and let John. She's not standing right. Her hat's on the floor. That's why. I will try and let John see if we can look under the doll's dress and see if we can find, because all dolls are normally dated or named, and I would like to see how old that doll is or where it come from. But I am going to be working up members with Pendulum with Missy up there,
and I'm going out.
And yeah.
I'm not even stopping it out.
So, am I doing this before we go into that? Because that's longer than this, isn't
That's
it?
the last one, yeah.
So, back to the auras. So, auras are thought. Auras are thought.
Thought of.
Auras are thought of as the unseen field of energy surrounding a person's physical body. They're affected by our mood and emotional state. Why ain't you got a shining aura being around me all?
My aura's dead like my hopes and dreams.
And sometimes the states of others and different colours are associated with different qualities and emotions. Someone's aura is usually a combination of colours, with one being more dominant than the other. So here's 10 colours, auras, and I think these all actually
I feel
coincide with
like Squidward.
These all coincide with chakra colours. So red. If you have red in your aura, you are likely an energetic and fiery person. Red auras indicate someone who is quick at putting thoughts into action and doesn't read instruction manuals. Well, I definitely don't read instruction manuals because I don't need them. Evening, Carol, my beauts. I hope you're okay, my sweets. Each of the 7 chakras is also associated with a colour. So understanding the chakra colours helps when deciphering auras. For example, red relates to the root chakra. And if you're seeing a decent amount of red, if you're seeing a decent amount of red, it means your root chakra is stable and unblocked. That just said decent, doesn't it? Yeah, it's got to.
Yeah.
Next, we have the orange. So so you're red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Is that what you've been told, Joe?
No, that's what the chakras.
Oh,
I think.
Sorry, Joe. But if anybody has had the auras done, tell us your colour, and we'll see if we can match you up. Orange. An orange aura is related to the sacral chakra, which deals with creative and sexual energy. Orange in the aura may then indicate flowing creative energy. Additionally, if orange shows up in your aura, it might mean you tend to learn lessons from experience rather than theory, and often have to learn things the very hard way.
Joe's is mostly red.
You mostly red. Yellow. As you might have guessed with this cheery colour, yellow auras signify someone who is sunny and charismatic. They may also have a magnetic personality that attracts a lot of different people. Yellow is the colour of the solar plex chakra, which deals with your identity and confidence. Yellow in your aura, then, is a good sign that you're feeling confident and empowered.
See you later, Antoinette.
See you soon, sweets. I hope your back manages to whip painkillers. We've got a blue candle going for healing. So I hope the healing comes your way, my sweets. Green. Green is one colour associated with the heart chakra, so it relates to matters of the heart, love for yourself and others, compassion and forgiveness. If you have green in your aura, you probably love music, nature, and not being tied down, because a green aura indicates a particularly open heart that may be in tendency to be easily influenced by one's environment or other people, making boundaries important for this aura's colour. Pink. If there's pink in your aura, the other colour along with green associates with the heart chakra. You likely live from the heart. You're kind, caring, and loving. Similar to green, seeing pink is a sign that your heart chakra is open and receptive. Celebrate your kind and compassionate nature, but remember the need for boundaries.
I can't see Yo-Yo's thoughts either.
I can't see Yo-Yo's comments, any of them.
So just put Yo-Yo question mark. I can't see her post. So.
Yo-Yo, we can't see any of your comments, sweet. So we've not been ignoring you, but I don't know why we're not seeing your comments, dolls. Log out and log back in. See if you can refresh Yo-Yo. Blue. Blue in someone's aura is a sign of a powerful mind, but one that might be a bit in the clouds. Those with lots of blue in their aura operate more in the mental realms and need to remember to ground themselves, but they can also be very insightful. Blue is the colour of the throat chakra, governing expression and truth. If your throat chakra is clear and flowing, the blue in your aura would signify outward expression of the insights you hold inside. Purple. Purple auras get a lot of attention because this colour associates with strong intuition and sensitivity and great mental depth. Purple is the colour of the third eye chakra, which deals with intuition. If you have purple in your aura, you may have some psychic, empathic, or intuitive abilities. Can I just say, I believe everybody possesses a bit of purple or lilac in their aura, because everybody is psychic, empathic, and is intuitive. It's whether you choose to tune into that side of your body. White. It's a bit rarer to see concentrations of white in one's aura, but if you do, a white aura is the sign of a very quick mind and a tendency, perfectionism, and nervous energy. White is linked to the crown chakra, which connects to the universal energies and oneness. To see in an aura would mean you have a strong sense of connection to something larger than yourself. Black. And lastly, if there is black or particular dark areas of your aura, this isn't actually the colour of your aura per se, but rather a sign that your part of you is exhausted or fatigued. In this case, take some time to ground, heal, and balance your energy levels to brighten up that aura a bit and bring the energetic field and chakras back into balance. Meditation does help when you do that. The last one, that did say, and lastly, but it's not, because there's actually a rainbow chakra, a rainbow aura.
I want a rainbow chakra.
On the slight chance that you have a rainbow aura that displays more than 2 colours, it's a sign that you're going through a super busy period or are in the midst of a change. You might feel extra energized and confident when your aura is giving off rainbow vibes. So take advantage of it by getting out and meeting new people and doing new things. On the other side of the coin, the busy energy can lead to burnout and overwhelm. So be sure to make time for relaxation too. Hey, gems, are you sweets? So what does anybody know the colours of the chakra? I don't know auras, sorry. I don't know why I keep saying chakra. But I'd like to go to one of these aura machines, I think. And you can read your own chakras, Gillian. You can. It's a little bit difficult to read your own, I think, because I think,
chakras are auras.
Can read. Well, it's your auras, isn't it, Joan? Have you put chakras instead of auras, like I've just said? I think it's difficult to read your own aura because your eyes will see a different. I don't know. I think you just imagine all the niceties around you. You won't admit to seeing any black around your aura. You won't admit to seeing, I don't know, any other. So I think for me, it'd be difficult. But what I would do is if you've got somebody that you can practice on and get them to stand, if you've got a white door in the house, make sure, obviously, the light can't come in behind them, which is a bit of a shame. But if you can figure something out where you can get the light going in and just stand back and just start squinting your eyes, or do it when you're outside and you're looking at trees or flowers, and start with the little things before you start going on to the bigger things. Because I think sometimes we try to run before we can walk when we start with anything new. And don't stand in the street squinting at people, like they'll think you're a right fool. That's my advice on that one. So the next bit of the conversation that we're going to do is John's going to tell you all about everything.
I'm not going to tell you all about everything at all. So we covered like auras and things like that, and seeing auras. You could use psychic abilities. So this is a list of psychic abilities that have been attributed to real-world people. Many of these abilities are also known as extrasensory perception. So it's just a short list. There probably is more, or they're known as different names. I don't know, but we've just got a list of different ones. So I'm going to tell you what they are. What
anybody wants us to go into any depths on them, though, they'll have to comment, because
if you want us to go into any depth on any of these on another live, then let us know, and we can do. So the first one is apparition. The disappearance or teleportation of something from one place to another, or an appearance of something from an unknown source.
So would that come under similar to that then?
No, teleportation into it's physical things.
Physical things, that one.
So the second one is astral projection or mental projection. The ability to voluntarily project an astral body or mental body being associated with the out-of-body experience, in which one's consciousness is felt to temporarily separate from the physical body.
Has anybody ever had that happen to them, where you've actually had an astral or mental projection, where you've actually gone somewhere else? even if you've not left you don't leave your body stays in one place,
your body
but
stays,
your energy goes to
subconsciousness.
somewhere else. Has that ever happened to anybody? Has
If
anybody
your body
ever
went, that'd be
experienced
operation.
So Joe's saying yeah. Do you want to put a little bit in, Joe? Have you ever struggled? Have you ever?
I do. I can do
You can. I can't do it. I've tried so many times, but I think for me the reason I can't do it is because I fall asleep when I'm doing meditations, and I think I want it too much. I try and I need to, and I think I need to really do one in daytime, but then I'll fall asleep. Meditations make me fall asleep. But can I just say to those that meditate and fall asleep, the information still goes in. But yeah, go on then. I remember seeing a program on TV a lot of years ago where this woman had this camera or something like that. Could have read a person's aura.
Yeah, they do
is.
aura photography. Use a special camera for it.
Yeah. Go on, we're going on.
So the next one's automatic writing, which is the ability to draw or write without conscious intent.
Hey, Peter. Well,
Like,
lovely.
so, I mean, most of us have heard of automatic writing. Have we all heard of automatic writing before?
Yeah. Meditating, fell asleep next to us, flying in the universe. I could feel floating, and I saw the stars. I went past them. It was magical. Wow, Joe, that's a proper experience, that one. Automatic writing. I'd love to have a go at automatic writing. I think the issue for me doing automatic writing is I need to make sure it's like I need to learn how to trust my instinct and trust in what I'm doing. With tarots, I trust in what I'm doing. Do you know, everything I do comes from the gut when I'm reading my cards. The feelings that I get is what I'm being told in my gut, and the pictures in the cards tell me what I need to be saying. With automatic writing, I think it's very easy. You've got to have a lot of trust in the person that's doing it.
But I was a young boy walking up a hill in an old style long shorts, wearing a flat cap, walking up a hill with my friends. But that wouldn't be astral projection. That'd be more of a past life for me.
Paul, what's your thoughts on that one? What Claire's put? Put it up on screen. What Claire's put? That one. I'll see if Paul can answer that one for you, Claire. Because I think I agree with John. I think if you've seen yourself as a young boy, then that's got to be a past life, hasn't it? So I'll when Paul puts his answer in, I'll let you know, Claire. I'll pop it up on screen.
So the next one is by location. The ability to present in two different places at the same time, usually attributed to a saint.
Wow. That, I mean, I'd love to see that done.
I could actually do with being able to do that.
But being two places at the same time.
Yeah, because I can do two jobs at once.
Do you know, where's your pen gone? I've seen your pen. Mark that one off because I want to see whether. So I'm circle that one. I want more information on that, and I want to find any stories. Gemma, you've started doing automatic writing. It's really interesting. Wow. I'll have to give a ring, Gemma, and you'll have to give us a run through what you're doing. Paul's phone is charging. He can't comment. No worries, Paul. He'll message me when he gets a minute. You should trust yourself when reading lines. No, that's what I'm saying. I do trust myself when I'm reading. I know I'm saying if I did automatic writing, I'd have to learn to trust myself in that respect. With tarot, with readings, I do. But with the automatic writing, I don't. I'm not sure, but it does sound interesting. Gems. Go on then.
Clairvoyance, the ability to see things and events that are happening far away and locate objects, places, people using a sixth sense.
So again, that's a mind thing, isn't it?
Well, clairvoyance is a psychic ability, isn't it? But I mean, there's more than one Claire.
Thanks.
I think that's the only one that's listed on here. But you have got. Oh my
Clairsentient,
God.
Clairvoyant, clairsentient. Isn't there four Claires?
No, there's
claircognient.
You've got claircognient, clairsentient, clairvoyance, clairgustance, clairaudient.
Sure, there's
I've
more.
missed one out. I know I have.
So does anybody ever experience stuff like this then? When you're, have you ever used an ability, even if you don't use it regularly? Has anything ever happened where you have located an object or places or people? Clairaudience, Joe's put.
Yeah, clairaudience.
I thought we said that.
Yeah, clairaudience, claircognient, clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience. So your four main
so you've
ones.
got them. Gillian's put, how many of you have had a deja vu? See, a deja vu feeling to me, that comes under more a past life experience, I think, for me, rather than something that's happening in this day and age. Personally, it just means that you've had that experience some time before.
Dermal optical perception. Has anybody ever heard of that one before? That is the ability to perceive unusual sensory stimuli through one's own skin.
So would that mean by holding an object? Would that mean like divination? No, because it's not divination, is it? It's is that on there? Is that what that would be? It's another one I'm going to do more into. I think that's holding objects. It's got to be something to do.
You see, I don't agree with this where it says divination. I haven't read through these before.
No, we've not. This
divination, the ability to gain insight into a situation using occult lists. Well, would it be occult? Because I mean, divination, your tarot's a divination.
Yep.
So,
I suppose it depends on the person, doesn't it?
Anyway, we'll skip that one. Dowsing, the ability to locate water, sometimes using a tool called a dowsing rod. You can also dowse for other things. It's not just for.
That was the way it was first brought out, though, weren't it?
For.
So they could find, so it could lead them to water. But one good thing is to try with your dowsing rods to see if they work. Is get a friend to go and hide something, either somewhere in the house where you don't know, and use your dowsing rods to go find it. And then if it leads you to where it is, then you know that you've got something there. But it's a very interesting go on.
The next one anyway is dream telepathy. The ability to telepathically communicate with another person through dreams.
I like that, and I want to know more about that one. So I'll put that down. I think that would, if you've got a strong enough connection to somebody, do you think that's possible?
Hi, Jen.
Hey, Jen.
I don't know. I presume, yeah. I wouldn't
rule that out. Again, dream telepathy. That's another one.
I've done that with my nanny. I don't know if she's done about dream telepathy.
See, I've had dreams where my dad's appeared or my pops appeared, and
but again, that's more of a psychic. That's more psychic,
yeah.
Because you'd be
this is more to somebody that's living.
Yeah.
And then
energy medicine, the ability to heal with one's own empathic, etheric, astral, mental, or spiritual energy. So that's Reiki, basically.
It is Reiki, but I also believe that in some people, I don't think they can. I think in some cases it's not been proven because it can't, but they've actually healed themselves. Mm-hmm. You know, they've got that power to whether it's down to your energy levels, whether it's down to like we were saying, the auras and stuff.
Yeah.
That aura and energy work together, and does it? There's a lot of different windows with nice solid walls. Wow. Dreamt times in my dreams, others that have passed. Yeah.
So the next one is levitation or transvection, the ability to float or fly by mystical means.
See, I never levitation to me. Because I've seen, what's that magician called? He's just
Brown,
no, that younger one. from Bradford.
Yeah, Dynamo.
Dynamo. I watch him levitate and I think, how the hell does he do it?
Well,
But obviously that's a trick. But this kind of levitation, I'm not sure on that one. Be an interesting
Well, that's
one.
people, but I mean, do you believe that people could like levitate that lighter off that? Using energy.
When you look at these old, when you start looking at these old testing subjects that they used to do, and they were subjects. When you look, I think, was it Russia that did it? I'm not sure if UK did it, but I know I've seen some on Russia where they've got kids and young adults locked off in rooms, making them do different kinds of things that we're listing here. And there were one, and it was to do with teleportation, and it was really teleportation one. Yeah, that's going back to that one, isn't it? But yeah, it was so interesting. I'll see if I can find a link for everybody to watch.
The next one is materialization. The creation of objects and materials or the appearance of matter from unknown sources.
It's an interesting one.
Mediumship, but that goes back to clairvoyance, I suppose, as well.
Yeah.
Or channeling, the ability to communicate with spirits. Precognition or premonition, the ability to perceive future events.
Now, with that one, I've experienced that myself. I experienced that when we lost my dad, because I dreamt the week before that he were going to pass. And that dream is so real to me even now that I know it. I just can repeat it over and over again. So I actually think that's a really strong one that I think a lot of people will find that they can that they could do. Go on.
Hold on.
Oh, that's the one I was thinking on. That one, not the. What about ability to perceive future events, though? When you smell something, that's one at clairvoyance. That's one at Claire's, isn't it? When you can smell something, that comes under one at Claire's. I find it, she can see something will turn out, and quite often it helps avoid difficult situations. Wow, Steve. I smell Dad's tobacco and my best friend's cigars all the time. Spins me out a bit. Oh, that's just letting them know that they're coming. But yeah, precognition or premonition, the ability to perceive future events. Do you know, there's so many people out there. Ones that I don't like are the ones that come out and say world's going to end. Well, obviously one day the world is going to end. But there's just, I quite like that. Simpsons, bring Simpsons to mind. They've predicted everything, and I can't wait to see what they're going to predict for futures. I'm sure I've seen one where these robots take over the world, but we'll see. Want to do next one?
Clairalience.
Clairalience
is smelling. So where are we now?
Psychic surgery.
Psychic surgery, the ability to remove disease or disorder within or over the body tissue via an energetic incision that heals immediately afterwards.
That's what I was trying to say earlier. I do believe people have self-healed. I do believe that people can self-heal.
No, it's not self-heal. Or you can get psychic surgeons, can't you?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
It's not self. It's somebody else.
Not with everything, but I do believe that there is people that have got that gift out there. Go on.
Psychokinesis or telekinesis. I know somebody can do this. The ability to influence a physical system without physical interaction. Typically manifesting as being able to exert force, control objects, and move matter with one's mind. You can move it with your mind.
Dear. Scotty will get that. Carol might get it. Never used to dream, but recently I've been having them. Wow, Carol, that's interesting. Stephen Hawking's predicted that. Did he really, Claire? Do you know Scotty don't dream either? Scotty don't dream, Carol. So I wonder whether you block it out somehow, or whether you don't go into a deep enough sleep. I really wonder why some dream and some don't. Go on then. What's that one?
Ergokinesis. Something like that. The ability to influence the movement of energy, such as electricity, without direct interaction.
I want to look more into that one as well. I'm picking some ratings too. I'd love to be able to move things with my mind.
Jules is alive.
Hey, Jules, you're alive.
I think Gaz went
I
up
very
for
rarely
stuff.
dream, but when I do, they are bizarre. Do you know, they say that our dreams are influenced by what's going off in our lives at that time. So if you we did it in members at some point, where if somebody had a dream, we've got like a dream topic section, and you put it in there, and then we deciphered your dream to find out what your dream meant to what's going off in your life. I really do believe that a lot of our dreams are caused by issues that we've got and issues that we don't deal with, and in his dreams it learns us how to deal with what's going off instead of running away from a lot of things. We all do that, and I think that really comes forward into dreams. What am I reading?
Charles has put Stephen Hawking was brilliant.
Yeah.
It was I think it was called The Theory of Everything. One of his books.
I ain't listened to that yet.
Yeah, and I listen to a lot of audio books. Put a lot of audio books on at night, and I sat and listen to that.
Guys did listen, but he's out watching. Now this one I like.
Psychometry or psychosophy.
Psychopathy.
The ability to obtain information about a person or an object by touch. That's what you were saying when you're saying you thought it were.
It will appear, weren't it?
Dermal optical perception.
Very close to different ones. The Theory of Everything film was, but I haven't seen film. I'll have a look for that tonight when I'm downstairs on my own. But we've done that with an object. We've actually held objects.
I actually got it right as well.
Yeah. It was really interesting, the objects. We'd gone to a lady's house from one of the spiritual churches that we went to, and this particular night when we were there, that's what they were actually doing. They were doing telekinesis, psychometry.
Yeah, there were an object in an envelope, and nobody knew what it was, and we had to put it on his hand. We couldn't feel it or touch it. Just put it on your hand, and you had to say what you got from it.
And John Wood it won out of everybody that actually got it majority of it all right, didn't you? It were really interesting night that. But again, these are like bits that we don't continue to work on for ourselves, and really we should. Go on then.
Pyrokinesis, the ability to control flames, fire, or heat using one's mind. Well, to me, if you can control energy, fire is just an energy, isn't it?
It is. Well, it's all energy, isn't it? It's another energy source.
Don't even ask me how to pronounce this next one. Riddhi, spelled R-D-D-H-I. So psychic abilities granted through Buddhist meditation.
I think that, to me, Buddhists are bloody phenomenal. I think they're absolutely amazing, and the things they can do, and it's just mind-boggling for me. So that one, I think there's a lot to be learned through meditation. I don't think not just through the Buddhist meditation, but I do believe that the Buddhist would be probably the hardest, because you're really training yourself. It's a proper training, isn't it? And they start when they're really young. So it doesn't, for me, really stand out.
Right. Remote viewing, telesthesia, or remote sensing, the ability to see a distant or unseen target using extrasensory perception.
Don't get that.
So remote viewing. So basically,
Jordan, dog's under there snoring.
It's not a dog that's snoring.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Remote viewing. It's say I was sat in this room, and you were sat in the next room. drawing something,
Oh,
and I
yeah,
can tell you
get
what
it.
you're drawing
Yeah,
by remote viewing.
seen that done.
So retrocognition or postcognition, the ability to supernaturally perceive past events. So I presume that's basically the opposite to precognition. So you're looking back rather than forward.
But the problem I've got with that one is this history, and if it's not being documented in history, then they'll say that there's no proof. You can't validate it. So it's very difficult, that one for me, unless you're talking that there's a child, and that's more in children than adults. Because if it's a child who's 3-4 year old, that doesn't know it, and then they're telling you, like they do them children that are like past life, coming forward, that's the only one but as an adult I'd say no, because you could look all history up, and if it's not there and you just say something, then it's not valid.
We're nearly there. We're nearly at the end of the list. Telepathy.
Yes.
The ability to transmit or receive thoughts supernaturally.
I think that's
Lindsay thinks I can do that.
I can. I know exactly what he's thinking.
What am I thinking?
You think, shut the up, Lindsay.
She can do it.
Or I'm not mashing next cup of tea.
Well, I know that beforehand. I'm psychic.
Oh dear.
Photography. The ability to impress an image by burning it on a surface using one's own mind only. Never heard of that before.
Circle that one because I want to look more into that one. And then the last but not
xenoglossy.
least.
The ability of a person to suddenly learn to write and speak a foreign language without any natural means such as studying or research, but that is often rather bestowed by divine agents. So, I mean, I think that's. I mean, I've not really looked into it, so I don't know. But I have heard of people who have been in a coma and wake up and can suddenly speak a foreign language, or they can play piano, or they can do something that they couldn't do before.
Paul said earlier, his friend got hit, and then she's come out of that, and she got that ability to see.
But it's not a psychic ability.
No, I'm not saying it's a psychic
skill,
ability.
So like a language or something.
No, I know. But I'm saying a psychic ability could come into that. You don't know. But yeah, I think that's so. The ones we're going to go looking back on is we're going to go looking back on bilocation, the ability to present in 2 different places at the same time. We're going to look back on dermal optical perception, the ability to perceive unusual sensory stimuli through one's own skin. We're going to look back on dream telepathy, the ability to telepathically communicate with other persons through dreams. We're going to go on ergokinesis, the ability to influence the movement of energy, such as electricity, without direct interaction. And that also covers the one with the fire and heat. We're going to look at psychometry as well, photography, and that last one that you said.
What do you think about transmedium? I wouldn't mind seeing one.
Again, to be honest, with transmediumship, I know quite a few people that do it, and I've seen it happen. But to me, there's got to be. I've not trusted the people that I've seen doing it enough.
It could be Joe. That could be the one.
I've not trusted the people that I'm seeing actually doing it. So it just it's just very hard when you're in that moment, because I'm not saying people can't do it. The people can do it, but for the ones that I've seen doing it, I don't think that they can do it. I think it's just I think some people can just be blindsided by people, and for me, that one is, like I say, you'd have to trust the person that's doing it, or they would have to, if they were going into a trance and bringing somebody through for me, which I know they can do. I know Claire did it with Wayne, but that was transfiguration at face, and I never personally had that done by Wayne, so I can't comment on. I'm not commenting on Wayne, but I know Claire said it were a really good experience, and so did others that were with him. But and it's Wayne who was with Kenny.
PJ.
So that, PJ. Yeah. But for me, I'd have to, and they'd have to come out with things that nobody knew. Because for me, it's very easy. People these days put so much out on the internet, and the profiles are all open, and it's very easy for people to grab this information. It's wrong, but unfortunately, that's the way of some people in this world. Yeah, for me, and on art, it'd have to be something miraculous to make me a believer than somebody just saying, I'm going into a trance. I'm gonna throw a stick at you, or I'm gonna I know. I can see you've got your grandma coming through, and she were an old lady. Well, obviously, my nan were an old lady. She were above 60 when she passed. Majority of people's nans are above 60 when they pass. So for me, it's got to be, but that's same with tarot reading. That's same with any reading I have. I need specifics. That actually is something going off in my life that I've either not discussed with that person, or I've not put on my Facebook profile if I'm friends with that person, because it's just so different. It's so fingered into
Andrew's late best mate years ago could feel his twin sister's pain.
Do you know there's a lot of people, Andrew, that do that, and there's also those that when they've lost a twin through the pregnancy and stuff, they know they can feel that they've lost a twin.
I twins are. I feel his pain.
I wonder if you'll feel pain when I stab you in the leg in about 5 minutes. But yeah, it's just such an interesting one. I know it's supposed to be energy that moves the glass on a Ouija board, but what brings bad spirits through? I don't like them personally, because you're opening a portal. Whenever there's a portal open,
it's all intention, and you're inviting spirit in.
But you don't know what's going to come through,
whether it's opening a portal or what. But you're inviting spirit, and your intention's there to bring a spirit through. Exactly,
Claire. I can't wait to sit with Wayne and have that done. I've missed out twice now when we've been with him. But yeah, what were you saying?
I don't know.
You just answered Jules's question. But yeah, for me, with Ouija boards, if you, I believe that if you put a protection around your intention is for good to come through, good comes through. You've got to have your protections up. You've got to have your guides around you. You've got to know what you're doing to be protected anyway. Some people don't do that, and they just open it up.
You can do a Ouija board, and I have heard people. I have also heard people tell you not to do it on your own. So
more of a it's not a paranormal attack, but it's some sort of attack when you do it on your own. An attachment can form when you do it on your own. So I've heard. I'm not sure how true that is. But again, I'm not being funny, but if you're wanting something to happen,
hey Lucas,
could your fingers move? Hey Lucas, could your fingers move the planchette? There's actually one that you can do on your own, and you don't put your hands on it. And I don't know how it works. I've not seen it. But apparently I think you put a finger on it, but there's something inside that actually moves. Again, is that configured so it moves towards the energy in a person's hand? But where Ouija boards are concerned, I won't personally do a Ouija board, even though I've got my pendulum board behind me. And the pendulum and the Ouija board is two exactly same things, but they're used slightly different. But it is a form or a Ouija board, whichever way I look at it. But I'm happy to use a pendulum board, but I won't use a Ouija board, if that makes sense. The Ouija board was the first thing that went in the bin when I was emptying my brother's house. I'm glad you did that, Jules. because again, you don't know what energies that he's been bringing forward or trying to connect. And again, we know that some of the not negative, grumpy energies can pretend to be people that you know and love, and get you into that false sense of believing that it's a little girl or it's your grandma, and then it turns out it's not. But again, that's because things have not been done the proper ways. The protection's not being up. The intent's probably not being done properly. There'll be all different aspects of to why it happens. But for me personally, if you're negative, you attract negativity. If you're a person that's going through a difficult time, you're going to attract negative energies, because it's very hard to mix with good energies when you're in a bad place. And I just think that's why we always say look for positive. No matter what situation you're in, always try and look for a positive out of it. There always is one, and that positive is your light at the end of the tunnel that you need to pull yourselves out. This is why I prefer equipment over things like Ouija, pendulum, rods, etc. It requires human contact to many variables for me.
Sam,
I do believe that, but again, I can only speak for myself on using pendulum. I've had some really good results using pendulum and doing one-on-one work, or going in members and doing it in members where I don't know any information. I just ask for a name of a person. I don't know who that person is to whoever's coming through. And I ask the pendulum, Amy, for information for them. And okay, it can be hit and miss, but when it's hit, it is bang on.
I won't get rid of it, Amelia. If you've got, I won't get rid of it. Just be very careful. I mean, you don't have to use it. You can just display it.
I display ours. You know,
ours is not a Ouija board. Ours is a pendulum board.
No, it is, but it's still displayed.
It's still displayed. We've got that pendulum board on back, which you can buy if you want.
Anything you use to contact spirit, etc., is all the same. As Lindsay said, it's the intent that can make a difference.
We can get these if anybody wants one.
We can. There's a mirror. There is a mirror. A friend of mine did a Ouija board, and the same night fell downstairs and broke her wrist. She said she thought she was pushed. See, a lot of people can have experiences, Karen, and some of them don't. It is quite serious when these things happen. Like you said, I mean, she's lucky that she only broke her wrist. To be fair, reminded me I left my pendulum in my coat. Get your pendulum, Lucas. Don't leave your pendulum in your pocket. But Carol's saying I would not use it, Amelia. No, I'd just display it. I wouldn't use it. Cleanse it down, and just do a cleansing on it, and just leave it. It's fine. It's an object. It's just a
inanimate object.
Yeah, inanimate object. It is intent. You can touch it, Amelia. It won't hurt. You've not used it. It is intent, but you have to be.
So is a pendulum same as a Ouija board? As I've done the pendulum a couple of times.
No. The pendulum's completely different because it's your energy that moves the pendulum. But what I do is obviously my energy is what starts the pendulum. Once the pendulum's going, and I can slow it right down. Those who have seen me do pendulum have seen how I work with pendulum. So I don't sit there swinging it. I keep my arm as still as I can, and I hold it. And my hand does jump about sometimes, and I'll acknowledge the jump, or if it shakes or anything. But I ask the pendulum to slow right down and then start again. The questions that I ask aren't yes and no questions, because if it said Jules says to me,
yes and no questions.
No, you can. But if Jules says to me, let's say Jules says to me, am I gonna get this new job that I've applied for? And I'm using pendulum. The pendulum might say yes. She might not get that job. That might not have been the job she was meant to get. There might be another job coming, what's meant to be for her in 3 weeks' time. The pendulum won't give the correct answer. Do you know what I mean? What I'm saying is, it's like people will ask the pendulum and they'll say, will such and such, will will Brian come back to me? You know,
Brian?
I'm picking a name.
Why is Brian coming back to you?
Shut up. But yeah, and it's like a pendulum can't answer that. Do you know, I was speaking to somebody the other day. I were on somebody's live. I can't remember whose it were, and I were on live. And obviously on YouTube, I come up as Lindsay Tarot Exploring the Afterlife, I think. And I felt so sorry for this gentleman that come on, and I didn't know how to answer him. Him and his missus have split up through a tarot reader, through her going to tarots. His missus went to a tarot reader, and the tarot reader said that because his missus thought that he was cheating. I don't know the ins and outs. I can just say it might not have been cheating. It could have been something else. But his missus, the tarot reader told his missus something that put more suspicion into his missus's mind. She's then left her partner on the say-so of this tarot reader. Who in the right mind, and I'm being so damn serious here, who in the right mind would go for that kind of advice from a complete stranger that has no clue to what's gone off in that relationship prior? That poor lady could be very could have had a bad relationship prior and could be bringing that energy of what would you call it, where you feel unloved, unwanted, that kind of thing, into that reading. And now this lady who's doing the tarots for her is fleecing her because she's going every other week. She's going constantly because she wants reassuring that she's going to meet her Mr. Right. She's probably met her Mr. Right, and the person that she was with was her Mr. Right, but because of listening, and this is where it comes to me from tarot reading to
you have to be careful
to anything
of people
on
who are just out
these
to make
people.
money.
It's
you do have to
nasty.
be careful of people who have money, because if that woman's gone to the tarot reader and asked her about a relationship,
that's what she did.
Then that,
and she said that there was something.
If it's an unscrupulous person that's reading for you, then they know that you've got some sort of worry or doubt about your relationship. They can feed that doubt, and you believe it because the doubt's already there. So you think they're right because the doubt's already there.
Yeah, definitely. I feel she wanted out of the ring. But what happens if she didn't, Joe? If she was one of those insecure people that went to a tarot reader, and this tarot reader said, "Oh, there's something going off in your relationship." Well, I'm not being funny. If you come to me for a tarot reading, Joe, and I said to you, "There's something going off in a relationship," right? Unless I can be more specific, everybody's got something going off in the relationships, whether it's with your best friend, whether it's with your partner, whether it's with your kids. Do you know, we've all got something going on. You need to have that little bit more of a more Pacific to come through before you can start thinking, well, I'm going to end a relationship basis on what this person said. I'm sorry, I just think it's wrong, and I just think that these people that get advantage of and sucked in by these people that are in it for a financial gain, and I think it's so bad. I hope that all the people that do it I really do hope that all the people out there that give these fake readings and cause that much hardship and upset to the people that they're reading for and then fleecing them for money to give them same readings over and over again. To me, it's just boggling. But you'll find that because you'll know the ones that do that if ever you go to them, because they will give you the same information. They will say things to you that you've posted on your Facebook page. They will say things to you that you've had a conversation with somebody in a chat. You could be Joe and Steve could be having a conversation now, and Steve could put something I don't know about his animals that he's looking after, and there's people that are reading this chat now that are claim to be tarots or mediums, and they're taking the information what you put on of what you're talking about, and it is karma, Charles. Karma comes around big time, and yeah, then they end up with all that negativity around them, and it's just, I just don't know how some people can live with themselves. All these scammers and all these people that take people's money, it's just, to me, they're just sick individuals. I once went to a meeting with supposedly bee's knees. She was absolutely rubbish. She kept asking questions going on. I said my husband got a good set of hair. He's bold as a coot. It just proves some people believe, because do you know what? Do you know, Jules? You've hit it on Ed. You know, people that come to tarots. Some people come because they genuinely want a tarot reading. They're not coming for any other reason. They just want a genuine tarot reading. To see what's going on. But do you know what? You get these vulnerable people out there, whether it's men, women, teenagers, whoever. We've got vulnerable people living in society, and these vulnerable people go to, and they feed them, like you said, they feed them what they need to hear, and they make them want to come back to it. But again, if you go to anybody and they ask you a question that isn't other than yes and no, or try to get more out of you, just don't speak, don't say a word, and don't say anything to anybody till after your readings, because again, they can get information from you by talking to you. That's why sometimes when I do my tarot,
I mean, I could say to Joe, mate, I've got a gentleman here, and this gentleman with you recently, and you've been celebrating a birthday with somebody close to you.
And
is that right, Joe? Somebody very close to you had a birthday recently, and you were there.
You know, but when I do tarots, if you look at what people put in chat, if I'm reading for somebody, I'll acknowledge what they've put. So I will try not to, but if I can't, even if I can see it in the card, I try not to bring it up. Or if I'm reading for somebody that I've already read for, I know they've already got health issues, because we talk about health issues in chat. I try to look deeper in the card to give you that little bit more, rather than just saying, oh yeah, you've got health issues, yeah, you're going to get better. Do you know it's wrong? Well, yes, you know, it was my mum's birthday on Sunday. Exactly, Joe. So that's how a cold reader works. So because we've got Joe as a friend, we know that that's happened for
Joe. I don't know if Joe's profile is open, but maybe Joe's profile's open. And
always make sure
if she
your
books
profiles
a reading
are
through
closed.
Facebook, then that person can get access to a profile, and they can look.
A lot of people who I read for
are
not on my friends list, because I don't allow them to be on my friends list for that said reason, because I don't want ever to think that I've been looking. I mean, people, like I said, you've got to trust the person that you're doing it for and know they're genuine. But yeah, I hope I did all she wanted at the time. Just being there for her, that was the best. That's all you can do.
I could have picked you. I'm exactly. Sorry, Joe. I picked you because you were the first person. Obviously, I know I got you on Facebook, so I know I could look quickly through your Facebook.
That's how easy it is for these people out there to get that information. I try to put as little as possible on. That's why I only asked Lindsay to read for me, because she knows me better than I do. Oh, bless you, Gillian. But again, Gillian, when I read for you, I'm honest. And if I said to you, if I've read for you recently and then you come again, I will say I can't read for you. It's too soon. I don't want anybody coming to me week in, week out for a reading. I do you one every 3 months. When you book in for a reading, you book in that time, and then 3 months later, you're booking again for your next 3 months. You don't come. I would never take somebody on every day. And if it was somebody that needed that kind of support, I wouldn't support them doing tarots. I'd support them more on a friend basis, as somebody there to listen, because to me they need that extra. So just watch out for your loved ones around you, and people that are doing it. They'll never stop, but maybe if you can try and help them out of that dark space where they are, or the fact that they're needing to go to these people every week or every day, maybe by trying to get them to talk to you and open up to you, you'll coax them away from these
people. I saw something on Facebook the other day, and I thought it were really, really poignant, and I bet I can't find it now, because I bet I didn't save it.
The medium Julie Lacey, who I saw you saying about her this week. Little medium. I've been really impressed with the report from a lady who passed away. He didn't question and come out with names straight away, not like, oh, there's Jack John or something begins with J sounds. Do you know, Jules, the mediums I've been to see from spiritual churches have been spot on with me. They have given me names, they have given me dates to anniversaries, to birthdays, and this information isn't out there. We don't buy tickets, so we don't give us names. If they need to write your name down, we normally turn up on the door and get the ticket. We all say to each other before we go in that we're not going to talk to each other about anybody that we want to come through, just in case they've got spies in audience and stuff like this. And I've had some fantastic readings. I've also had a good reading. I paid £35 at one of these psychic fairs, and this gentleman gave me a reading that blew my mind. It was all on a tape recorder somewhere, and it proper blew my mind with what he said. And there was no way that this man could know the information that was coming through. And I never said anything. I just sat there, smiled, nodded, and shook my head until the very end. And then when he'd finished, I clarified everything that was relevant, and it was just unbelievable. I
can't really explain it without reading it, and I wish I'd have. I wish I'd wrote it down there. I meant to. And all I can say is it was something about a torch. It was something about a torch and batteries going in a torch. So, and it went through these different situations, like if you got a friend and the batteries, the light's gone out, basically.
I think I saw
so
that.
And then it said in end, and if their torch still doesn't work, just sit with them and let them use your light. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Until it went on for a few different things, but it were really, really good.
See, I like Derek Okora, Amelia, but again, people have different thoughts on. It doesn't matter who the medium is you go to. Somebody's going to have good things to say. Somebody's going to have negative things to say. The best thing to do is make sure you get people to. I don't know, because even word of mouth can be wrong. Just make sure you meet the person. You get to know the person a little bit, not but by go online, Google them, find out who they are, find out their ins and outs before you go for readings, and then look at, again, just be careful. That's all I'll say. Just be careful, especially with what they charge these days. I remember that, Lindsay and John, when we done that experiment a few years back and asked you what my nickname was that my uncle used to call me. Weren't that done on Pendulum, Joe? Didn't we do that on the pen? That would have been on Pendulum, weren't it, in members? Or on main page? Can't remember, Joe, but I can remember it. Sending love to you as well, Soldier, my lovely. But yeah, I went to a medium a few years ago, and she told me we'd have a red car half an hour before we went to the showroom and signed up for a red car. No info on Facebook. That's what I'm saying. There is true ones out there, Andrew, but that's the ones where you know that it's real. You know, there's no information. That's what I'm saying. Not everybody is, but that's like information you're wanting to get from somebody, is that kind of information. Just because it validates it more than when it's written or it's being said to somebody else. So that one's a good one. Paul, I've retired. I've seen lots of that. Oh, bless your soldier. Hey, Yo, we thought you were on earlier and we thought we were ignoring you and we couldn't see your comments, but you must have just disappeared. I don't know, but yeah, but I think we're going to call it.
If I do find that thing, I will I'll put it on.
Coming out the bedroom door.
Oh.
So I hope you get to watch back Yo or watch back if Paul's watching, I hope Paul comes back and answers me Claire's question. If Paul messages me, I will send it you on, Claire. I hope everybody has a fantastic night. In a couple of years, we had an alternative therapy session. And from my chakras, working my way up, I felt energy leave through the top of my head. No longer I felt physically pushed out from me. Joe. Can you tell me what this was? Was you pushing, you know, when you're saying that you pushed your energy out, was it negative energy were moving, or were you pushing your own energy out to
I will have a look for it after.
to sort of like protect Claire? That's right, interesting.
I thought it was really,
Could have been
touchy.
opening your chakras. That you could be aware of you opening your chakras up slightly, maybe cleansing. I'm not sure. Have you heard from flashlight experiment? No, sweets. Don't forget. Don't forget to listen, Joe. That one is for the bigger teams to have to blow smoke up their own backsides. I'm sorry to say, but what it does do is it gets people who are like us that are small in community. It gets us out so people acknowledge your name, and then hopefully people will pop on and see you and stuff like that. But yeah.
Are we ready? I will read you this. This is a thought for you all about friends. When a flashlight grows dim or quits working, do you just throw it away? Of course not. You change the batteries. When a person messes up or finds themselves in a dark place, do you cast them aside? Of course not. You help them change their batteries. Some need AA, attention and affection. Some need AAA, attention, affection and acceptance. Some need C, compassion. Some need D, direction. And if they still don't seem to shine, simply sit with them quietly and share your light.
I like that.
That was it.
You can send me that because I'll write that out as a post, as long as I don't get copyrighted. But yeah, thank you, Jules. Thank you, everybody. But no, I'll look more into that, Claire, and I'll have a Google and see. So we're going to say good night. Mwah. Love you all so much. Take care. Stay safe. Fingers crossed, no lockdowns. And we all have a great Christmas. But we will be on live tomorrow night, 8:30. We will be live on investigation. It will be somewhere where Big Red can go. It will be somewhere where we've been before, but it will be a good night. So I do hope you all can join us at 8:30. Claire, I'll message you the location in the morning.
I will do. I'll send it Lindsay, and Lindsay can put it on.
Sweet dreams, babies. Take care.
Take care. Good night.
Love you, love.
Blessed be.
Bye. Why have a click chat?
I have no idea. I'm just sat here. Don't worry about it.